Hey everybody, this is take number 3227 of my Broadway.com word of mouth audition tape. My name is Brad, and hopefully I can amuse you for the next 3 minutes, especially with my review that's coming up of the show Evita, Evita. Now, going into Evita, my wife and I did not have high expectations. Why, you may ask? 2 reasons. One, Ricky Martin was not scheduled to be performing that day. Although we hear good things about Max von Essen, we do know that star power sometimes guides the show just a little bit. Number 2, Elena Rodger would be performing. Now, Elena Rodger has been very polarizing, so going into the show, my concerns were, will Elena Rodger be good? Or will Max von Essen be a great star in the show? Let's talk about Max von Essen. Max von Essen did a very good job as Che. However, I think the biggest problem with Max von Essen is the fact that he does not have that star power. Oftentimes he would get lost on the stage just standing against the wall and you would just kind of forget he was there. So I was curious, when Ricky Martin would be performing this role, would it look exactly the same way? Not sure. Maybe I'll have to go again. Broadway.com, do you want to pay for my ticket? Anyway, on to Elena Rodger. Elena Rodger's voice is, how do I put it? Harsh. Anytime Elena Rodger sings, you often would kind of think that there was an animal that was dying. Those poor people that she has to do duets with. Oh boy, it sounds like a beautiful voice plus a dead animal. If you mash them together, it doesn't really sound like much, so that was kind of painful. During the intermission, my wife turned to me and said, She didn't say anything, she just kind of made a grunt. So I turned back to her. Now, I generally like to hang on these shows, but sometimes you just can't handle it. We hung in. Act 2 was better than Act 1, however, still, the voice that we heard out of Elena Rodger was a little less than impressive. She sounded very screechy, very pitchy, and kind of obnoxious at times. But besides those 2 components, the biggest concern that I had was the staging. Now, having never seen Evita before, my wife explained to me that the staging is supposed to be a little bit more metaphorical. Now, everything in this show seemed very deliberate and very in your face. There was no imagination to the show. It just seemed like a lot of people were moving around back and forth and saying things and screaming things and whining things. There really wasn't any artistry to the show, and I think that's what Evita was lacking. When I left the show, my biggest concern, besides the fact that I didn't think Elena Rodger could sing for a lick, was the fact that I just didn't feel anything for the show. Now, when you leave a Broadway show, you should want to feel something. You should want to feel either hatred, or love, or appreciation, or just that great feeling that you saw a good couple of hours of theater. Unfortunately for Evita, that was not the case. So hopefully the next show that I see will be a little bit more uplifting, enlightening, and cat scratch voice free. Regardless, I hope you enjoyed my review. My name is Brad, and Broadway.com, hope you pick me.